It turned out to be a beautiful, beautiful day here in Campbellville. This is Tuesday. I know I said I'd have your videos done on Tuesday, but Monday we had to break some horses, and it was a long afternoon, and you know, I had my opening done Monday night, and you can see it's a lot darker, and I'd rather do it in the afternoon. Then I got a flat tire in my car on Sunday, so I'm sitting in Amy's Jeep doing the video. Man, oh man, I just went with the new horses. So Beach Bum BB, the Indiana bred filly, looked tremendous. Havana Unana is quite the handle. She looked tremendous also. And then we also got a Warwe Needy filly, and I just found her name out. Her name is Need Your Opinion, and a client of ours had sent her to us. She's not as well bred as she could be, you'd hope, but just a great looking filly on the track. Actually hit the pace and paced the whole way. So very impressed with her. I'm just watching. It's late in the afternoon, and the last trainers are going out. Everybody's training today because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. And Kevin just trained Quartz Blue Chip and Be My Delight, and they look good. Really good. So we're going to run through the babies with you now. I'm going to give you a quick list of what I saw the other day, what I liked about the horses, maybe some things we had to work on with the horses, and then that's that. Now, I did mention in an earlier video, we're going to try and do the drone on Saturday. Chance of rain on Saturday. Small chance, less than a millimeter. So no guarantees. I still have to talk to Curtis about that. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to it, but we're going to see. If we can, we obviously will. Want to make sure everybody gets a real good look at these horses for a number of reasons. I had an email last night from a guy saying, geez, you got a lot of horses left. As I said in my opening, that's by design, and we're going to get into that later in the fall. I think we're in good position, and I'm really, really happy with what I see. What I would like to do is, obviously we're going to Harrisburg Saturday, and I'll be completely honest with everybody. I'm comfortable where I'm at right now, not with horses, but financially speaking. So, not comfortable in the sense I'm going to Mexico next week, comfortable in the sense that I'm not bankrupt. So when it comes to the Harrisburg horses, it's vitally important. I'm happy to get them with you. I'm happy to buy the horses. We're happy to bring them in, break them, train them down. But we do need people to speak up. And this is the one thing that I just can't, people don't commit. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't blame you. You want to buy what we have, not what we might have. And I get that. But put yourself in my shoes. For me to buy these horses, I need people to speak up and say, I'm also interested in that horse. And that's why we put the videos out the day before, and we withhold the price point, because I'd like our clients to actually call me and say, hey, I like that horse, or I like this horse, and I'd like to pay this much for that horse, or, you know, I like your price point, or I don't. But have an active dialogue when it comes to the horses, and what we're going to be looking at in Harrisburg. So just an FYI, just a heads up, this is the biggest sale, the last sale, the biggest sale of the year, and I'm happy to put whatever kind of push on we want. I am looking to buy 2 or 3, maybe 3 Pennsylvania bred trotting colts, as we are low on those. We have 1 in the barn right now. So that's something I'm personally looking for. So we are looking for some clients to reach out and say, hey, I've already had clients reach out and say, I like this horse, or I like that horse, and what do you think this horse will bring? We're going to put forth probably a lot of Pennsylvania colts for you to look at on Sunday. Curtis and I are going down, and Kelly and Amy are going down Saturday evening. We're going down Sunday morning, all day Sunday. We're going to be looking at all our horses, doing as many videos as we can, because Curtis has to leave on Monday. But he's leaving his camera. Kelly and I are going to be doing some horses throughout the week, the same as Curtis shoots them, and bring those to you. And if we do buy any horses, obviously we're going to be uploading that onto the app and onto the site, and giving you some post-sale updates. So that's that. We're going to run through the babies right now, what I thought I liked, what I didn't. Some of them you didn't see yet. We broke 3 yesterday, and the first horse on my list, she also got broke on Monday and jogged very, very good, which is important because this is a filly we had OCDs out. That is Ale Sund. Ale Sund's a Uncle Peter filly. I apologize. I guess I should have all these written down. They're sires. I know most of them. Every time I mix up one horse, I'm not going to this time. I know exactly what I'm doing. But Ale Sund, I believe, is a beautiful Uncle Peter filly. Oh, they're going a double header. I'm going to get to watch them train again. Ale Sund's a beautiful Uncle Peter filly. Monday was her first day. She had OCDs out of both her hocks. Monday was her first day jogging. She looked really, really good. Again, just jogged a mile and a half, but got a beautiful gait on her. The demeanor, obviously very important. Very, very enthusiastic and eager to learn. Tell you what, you guys that own shares in Be My Delight and Quartz Blue Chip, these horses look some good right now. Wow. Be My Delight especially. Anyway, the second one is Anteros. Now, you saw me go with Anteros on Open House. Or not Open House. Open House is coming, though. You saw me go with Anteros on the first drone day we had the other day. Beautiful gait, and everybody said, oh, somebody mentioned, just so we're clear, somebody had mentioned in the chat, one of the guests had said, oh, I don't know what Mr. McDonald's talking, I don't know what Anthony's talking about. The veterinarian bills would be astronomical. I don't know what you're talking about. What veterinarian bills? The horse has either got a bad back or he doesn't. He can either go or he can't. When you look in the video, and then you look again in the video of him trotting the other day, you can't see a more comfortable looking horse. Sharp, attentive, got a beautiful gait. And this idea that somehow they're going to start to get lame as they go along, there's just no evidence to support that. What you need to look at is take the horse for granted, what he is on drone day, in the sale, on the yearling video. Do you see comfort? And that's all I see. I see a horse eager to do his work, extremely comfortable and sharp, got a nice gait. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I saw. That's why I bought him, because he's a beautiful horse, got a beautiful gait, and I see comfort. I don't see any discomfort. So I'm certainly not worried about the sway back on Anteros. Next, Beach Bum BB. You guys haven't got a chance to see her, but you will possibly on Saturday. She is one beautiful looking filly. She's big, she's strong, she's got a beautiful gait on her. Just watching these fillies finish up. She's got a beautiful gait on her, and you know, the sky's the limit for horses like this. I mean, she's got all the family to back up what we need her to do. Oh my. Quartz Blue Chip looks much better now. Goodness. Anyway, Beach Bum BB was kicking a little bit before we put the card on her when he got her on the track, and she knew what she was supposed to do. All business. All business. Hit the pace a little bit. Hit the pace a little bit and look good doing it. So Beach Bum BB, this is the filly, Indiana bred filly by Bring On the Beach, who's a full brother to some beach somewhere. Beach Bum BB. Hopefully we can get this drone going Saturday. You will be able to see her on Saturday. Bend Over, look great. First time I actually got a real close look at Bend Over was on the drone. I went with them the first day, but had quite a ways. We had quite a ways between that and the other day, so I was interested to see how he progressed, and everybody was clamoring to go with him because he's a good looking horse. So Bend Over looked great. The son of Uncle Peter, I believe, son of Uncle Peter, and he looked very, very good. Bottle of Red was next. This is the Heston Blue Chip, I believe. I always get Bottle of Red and the other filly mixed up. One's a Heston Blue Chip and one's a Art Speak, but I'm pretty sure Bottle of Red is the Heston Blue Chip, and she is one good looking filly on the track. Pace is nice, got a great demeanor. She's got that get away from me kind of demeanor though also. You know, she's tough. She's tough and strong-willed. So Bottle of Red, again, another nice looking filly. I think Steve went with her the other day, and he goes with her every day. He's pretty high on her. Brush Cut. Brush Cut is a little frustrating. Brush Cut's well-bred. He's a gorgeous colt. He's huge. Wears a long hobble and a beautiful gait. Yet I somehow have a bunch of shares still in this horse. For those of you New York owners out there, I bought this horse for you. And it appears everybody's still a little bit on the fence on Brush Cut. So, again, with what we're trying to do in the fall, I don't mind holding the inventory. But heading into Harrisburg, when I look at all the New York horses and a bunch of shares still kicking around, makes it difficult to get too interested in New York breds when we can't move them. I understand the trepidation from our clients when it comes to, you know, the New York licensing program, but it's not like they're asking you to name your firstborn and take your soul. It's a little costly, but at the same time, once you're in, you're in. You can buy a 3-year license, and I think you know, quantified over 3 years, it's not too challenging a process. So in regards to brush cut, you're not going to find a much better looking horse in the barn, and he is all right. Be right back in 1 second. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to Kevin real quick when he was going by with Quartz Blue Chip. He was very, very happy with her. So on with the show. We get through brush cut. Next is Cabernet. Cabernet, what can you say? She does everything right. She's well-bred, beautiful filly. Somebody sent me a message like, hey, take a look at this horse's breeding. This horse is out of a sister to a really, really good mare. I looked. It's the exact same family as Cabernet. I said, we already got one of those. Thanks anyway. What do you mean? I said, have a look at Cabernet. It's the exact same family. So Cabernet's mother is a sister to the good mare that Tim Tetrick used to drive, won the Breeders' Crown once or twice. Anyway, this is another sister, has another Artspeak filly. And I said, we already got one of those. Literally, we already got one of those. So unfortunately, there's no shares left in Cabernet for him. But we do have 2 other Artspeaks that look rather good. And we're going to talk about one that I was very impressed with in just a minute. But that is Cabernet. Certainly nothing to say negative about Cabernet. She looks good. She's bred good. She's got a great presence on the track. Everything we want to see. I understand that people are a little curious and a little concerned maybe with the Artspeaks because they have to race against the Captain Treacherouses and the Sweet Lou's and the Some Beach Somewheres. But Artspeak was a good horse in his own right. He's well bred and his family's strong. And what I see are the ones that we have, the fillies, the 3 fillies, are just unbelievably good-looking horses. Great on the track, smart, well-gated, just everything you want in a horse. So we're looking for good horses, and we found them in Artspeak. So Cabernet sold out. I know there's some shares and a couple more we're going to talk about in a minute. But all 3 of those fillies are fantastic individuals so far, and Cabernet certainly is also. Canadian Titan, getting down to the nitty-gritty and shares with her as we should. Thought she was sold out right away, and then there was some shares in the holding account for the app. This was my #1 pick in London. She didn't get to go under the drone. She had a temperature that day. Her temperature has subsided, and she is back going and looks great. So, Canadian Titan, you know, when you buy these horses and then you picture how you'd like to see them look in your head and what you'd like to see them do, couldn't ask for anything more for this filly. She's exactly what I hoped and how I hoped she would look on the track. Canadian Titan, EL Titan filly, Ontario bred, and my top pick from London. Cheatin' Dixie's a horse we kind of slid in under the radar. And again, how's there shares left in Cheatin' Dixie? Decently bred. Very, very similar to a couple other horses we bought last year. We had some real good luck with. This is a Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe filly. For those of you saying, oh, I don't like Deweys, one of the best colts we ever trained. We talk about Rose Run Speedster. We talk about Oso Pine. We talk about all these horses. But the Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe colt that we had a couple of years ago could be one of the nicest horses I ever had. We only had him as a 2-year-old. Damn, what's his name? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come to me. Anyway, that colt in particular almost went undefeated at 2. Took a mark of 156. Now has a mark of 151, 152, and almost $300,000 made. Dancer Hall was, I guess many people may not know this. And many people don't know this fact. Actually, Rene Allard and his family bought Dancer Hall as a baby out of Lexington, sent him here to us when we were stabled at Baycairn, and a numbered company bought the horse a month later. That number company left the horse with us. We raced him all the way through his 2-year-old year. Turned him out when they brought him back. They gave him to Paul Reed, just the way it is. And he was okay at 3. And then as a 4-year-old, he's been incredible. He's raced in every big race. He was just beat at the wire in one big race. Anyway, he's got 300,000, made a mark of 51 or 52. And just a tremendous horse, and going to have an extremely bright future. So Dancer Hall is the horse I was trying to talk about. That was our Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe that everybody should remember. So we've had 2 Dewey, Cheatham, and Howes, 1 Dewey Ann, and 2 Dancer Hall. I believe those are only 2. And I guess we're 1-1. Dewey's certainly not Dancer Hall, but still has a bright future either as a racehorse or as a broodmare, hopefully, ahead of her. So, in a roundabout way, Cheatin' Dixie. The Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe filly looks great on the track. Mario loves this filly to death. Pretty hard not to. She's actually a big filly. She's got a big, long gait to her. She's not going to interfere. She's going to be really clean gaited, passing gaited. Just a beautiful filly. So Cheatin' Dixie, and for a horse we paid next to nothing for. I think her shares are around $100 or less. Won't be for long. So we have to. That's the other thing, is starting next month, obviously we have to factor in some of the billing into these empty shares. I can't keep them at sale cost when we've paid people to train them. So those shares will be going up in the next week or so. Classic Con, another beautiful horse. This is a Conway Hall, another New York bred with a lot of shares left, just over 50 shares left in this colt. It's a beautiful horse. He's got a nice way of going. Mario Bergeron was the one that picked him out, actually, and liked him very much and bought into him when we bought him. So thanks for that. And also, thanks for picking out a beautiful colt. If you saw him under the drone, Mario was extremely happy with him. Pretty hard not to be. He was a impressive-looking animal. Next, Classy Will. Ugh, the Real Willie syndrome. So, we had See You in Tuscany and Real Willie in the first 2 years of We Will See's breeding. Both of them really didn't show a ton until almost qualifying. So the other day, we went with the 2 We Will See's. The filly kind of cantered for most of her mile. I got to go with her and fix her up, but Classy Will also cantered a little bit from time to time. The same, the We Will See's. But well-bred, good-looking horse, impressive-looking horse when he's pacing. Just need to get his head in the game and working. Obviously, we have months and months and months to do that, but it would be nice to see him do a little bit of it right now. So Classy Will, well-bred, good-looking colt. I'm going to probably go with him Saturday if we get to go with the drone. I'd like to get a real good look at him. A horse that I already got a real good look at that I'm really impressed with, Compass Rose DC. This is one good-looking filly. We didn't pay a lot of money for her, but man, oh man, she impressed me every time. I got with her 3 times, and I get off saying, I have some shares obviously left in her, the stable, but I get off the jog cart and I'm like, Jesus, a really good looking filly. So Classic Rose DC and Uncle Peter, I believe, Uncle Peter filly, that you should probably have a look at if you're out there looking for shares, especially if you live in Ohio and you're, hey, what's the stable got for me? One of the horses you should start with right there. 1 for value, 2 for the way she looks on the track, and 3 for her attitude. Compass Rose DC has it all going on right now. Another horse that I was very, very impressed with, Crazy Mission. Now Todd sat him at the back and let him plot along, and then I came in and I'm like, hey, I'll go with that horse next week. And Johnny was taking care of me. He said, hey, this horse has been fantastic every day he's gone out the door. I don't know what get into him today, but that's not him. So I'll go with Crazy Mission because he did look a little okay the other day, but according to everybody that usually goes with him, he's one of the more impressive colts we have in the barn right now. Not surprising because he's a medium-sized colt. Well-bred. This is a colt that's the half-brother to Define the World, who's the stake race in Ontario is named after. Made $1.6 million, took America 151 under John Bax. This is his half-brother by Man of Many Missions. So Crazy Mission is a horse I'm interested in. I have 45 shares left for what we paid for him. It's almost a disgrace because one of the better bred horses we have. Good-looking horse, great demeanor, and very, very moderately priced. I mean, we picked this horse up for like $11,000 American. I figured he'd have to bring 2022, so almost at what I would consider 50% off. But I guess we'll see. But by all accounts, he's a good-looking horse. Don't believe me, just watch. This is a horse that we had traded for some money and future considerations and Peregrine Blue Chip. So we traded this mare away that was doing no good for us. We finally pulled the trigger, gave some money with the mare, and ended up with a small colt by He's Watching. A good-looking colt nonetheless. I don't have to say much about him. He did everything great the other day. Looked good doing it. Paces perfectly on the track. Clearly not going to wear any boots. Just a nice colt. He's small. So, don't believe me, just watch. Well-bred colt by He's Watching. Out of a good mare. And he's small, but he does everything right. And keep in mind, for those of you that saying, he's small, I don't like him. He's Watching was minute. He was a miniature, almost. And he took America 146 and 4. So no concerns with Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. Next is Effusive. What can you say about Effusive? He's well-bred. He looks good. He does everything right. And probably one of the best-bred horses we've ever had in this farm. This is a brother to Muscle Mass and Muscle Massive. The average yearling sale price for that family and its siblings is $282,000 American. The average sale price. So to pick this guy up for 32, I made a very compelling argument for a day one purchase of a small, medium-sized, small, but he's bigger than Don't Believe Me, Just Watch, put it that way. He's bigger than a lot of the horses we categorize as small. So we'll call him small, but he's closer to medium size. And there's no shares left in him anyway, so I don't have to talk him up. But he's a good-looking colt. And the compelling argument was simple. You had him on day one where all these giants were being sold, and then you waltz this little guy into the ring. Just a bad place for him to be. It's good for us, bad for the breeders of Effusive. Next is Emerald Miss. Emerald Miss, again, this is a filly. We will see filly. She cantered a bit and acted up, and Steve just let her do it. I'll be going with her if we go with the drone on Saturday. Want to make sure she gets her head on straight. It's uncanny how much she looks like her sister, Bourbon and Barley. She was the Charlie Barley filly that helped us get all this going. And it's really, as I said, uncanny how much they look alike and what they do the same. So Emerald Miss, if she's like her sister, she'll hit her gate around January, and by December, or by June, she'll be hopefully some kind of nice filly. And keep in mind, there's only been 2 horses out of this mare. One was Bourbon and Barley, which we campaigned as a 2-year-old and sold her early. Second one is Emerald Miss, right here. Next, it's getting hot in here. Oh, goodness. Next is Enduring Strength. This is the Angus Hall colt. Beautiful gait on the track. I think he didn't change Danny's mind overall about Angus Hall as a breed, but definitely changed his mind about him as a horse. Him as a horse. Goodness. Enduring Strength. This is the horse that Danny hates. Angus Hall. Said he didn't want to go with the Angus Hall, and then he ended up going with this horse one day. Now I noticed I've been drove up to the track as I pulled in. 3 different occasions I see Danny out jogging him, and I said, "Did you change your mind about him?" No, still don't like Angus Hall, but I like this colt. He's a good colt. So Enduring Strength. Again, you saw him under the drone the other day. Impressive looking horse, gonna have a nice gait. It's all we can ask for at this point. Attitude, intelligence, and ability, so to speak. And this guy's got it all going on. So Enduring Strength, a good-looking colt by Angus Hall. Enjoying My Life. This is a filly we purchased for $44,000 out of the London sale. She's well-bred. She's a sister to Okeanos and Lady Dynamite that Rick Zeron campaigned. A strong family top to bottom. Looks good on the track. Got a beautiful gait. Again, another horse that I think has got everything going on, and the sky's the limit for Enjoying My Life. Excellent Nation. Wait, no. Classy Will is not. I got them mixed up. You fooled me. Classy Will, all the way back to Classy Will. Classy Will is an I'm Gorgeous. Classy Will is not. Excellent Nation is the We Will See. There's 2 of them I get mixed up, and that's one of them. So, Classy Will is a good-looking horse. He's by I'm Gorgeous, who has been an accomplished sire. He's the sire of Lather Up. So that is who Classy Will is by. Skipping down to Excellent Nation, he is the We Will See. He's the one that cantered a little bit on Steve, but a beautiful gait when he was pacing. Steve went with both Classy Will and Excellent Nation. I don't think I need to go with either of these colts on Saturday. They both did enough to impress me. I would like to see them do a little bit more. Steve's a little lackadaisical on the track with them and lets them fool around a lot. You know our motto, every day you let them do something wrong is a waste of their time. So, I talked to Steve after about it. He'll be getting the hook on both these colts, but I don't know if I need to go with them. We'll see what we do on Saturday. Fox Valley Shazam. Fox Valley Shazam is one good-looking filly. This is the filly we bought out in Illinois, but she is an Ontario-sired filly. Mario is extremely protective of this filly. Loves her, goes with her every day, wants to go with her in the drones. Really, really likes her. Unfortunately for Mario, there's no shares left in Fox Valley Shazam, but he is ultra protective of her. Obviously, Mario's going to take over a stable of Ontario-sired horses next summer to race, and I can see the writing on the wall. He's pretty protective because he really likes his filly and has high hopes for her in 2019. So, Fox Valley Shazam looked great the other day, and again, couldn't ask her to be doing any more than she is. Frontier Cruise. Now, a lot of people are like, geez, he looks really nice in his hobbles. He's nice gated. That's the first day he ever had a hobble on his leg, was the drone day. I didn't know what he'd be like. I didn't know if he'd kick. I didn't know if he'd flip out. just went out and was a total professional. So Frontier Cruise, although you may have been impressed with how he looked, I was ultra impressed with how he looked, because that was the first day he ever felt a hobble in his life. So Frontier Cruise, that's that ginormous Sunshine Beach colt that we bought out of Lexington from Springhaven Farms. So Frontier Cruise, all business and a total professional under the drone the other day. Fuss Pot. This is the one I wanted to talk about. Get out in the track, and it was pretty clear her hobbles were too long. She was bouncing around. She got her head down, and she is all business. So we take her, and what these little flies are. It's cold. I didn't know they had snow flies. Get away. Fuss Pot got away at the back. Is another horse for the first time with her hobbles on. Is a filly we're going to talk about later on that Mario went with. So I said, well, I'll just sit beside him. And of course, what happens in some of these sets, you know, you get on the front end or you get moving the filly, you don't realize this horse is way back. And so I just sat back there with Mario. I was a good 3/8 of a mile, well over a quarter of a mile behind them the last lap. And I said to Mario, watch this. I gave her head. Man, oh man, can Fuss Pot pace. Lord above. You guys saw it, how far back she was. You could probably hear the commentary in real time where I said, I bet you I can catch these horses. I gave her her head. Now, she wasn't going racehorse speed, obviously. She was flying for a horse that's only had the hobbles on a week. We come out of that turn over there, and she was gone. So, Fuss Pot, I would say, in all fairness, until I come to a better one that maybe I missed, was the most impressive horse, at least on the pace that I saw under the drone last Saturday. You can't ask her to do more. She couldn't look flashier. She couldn't be bred any better. I mean, great bred filly, looks great. Again, she's not a big filly, but the art speaks aren't. I mean, she's just a flashy, good-looking, intelligent filly, and she showed it. I really didn't know what she'd do, but man, oh man, did she ever look good. Then we have Globetrotting. Globetrotting, one of my top prospects quietly in Ohio, 2018, heading into the stake season in 2019. This is a filly that is huge, and she's got a beautiful gait. She had a temperature the other day, so she couldn't go into the drone, so she didn't get a chance to show herself off. But rest assured, she is a good-looking filly, and I kind of, to be honest, the biggest reason I want to do the drone on Saturdays, show you the horses, but to show you how good Canadian Titan and Globetrotting look is something I want to do. Both these horses are virtually sold out, so it's no benefit to me, but they impress me, both of them, quite a bit. So that's Globetrotting. This is the Man of Many Missions filly, Ohio bred for 2019. A newcomer to the barn that you didn't get to see because she wasn't here yet was Havana Unana. This is a horse that we purchased with the breeder of the horse, who's a client of ours. He sent the filly here. I told him when I looked at her video and I looked that she is a Guccio, I said, you're going to take a bath on this filly. And he shouldn't, but that's just the reality of the situation, is that he was going to. And we ended up retaining the filly for $11,000 American, which was quite a bit less than he wanted for her. And I don't blame him, but just weren't going to get it. So she is here now, and oh my God, what a beautiful gait on this filly for a Guccio. Her video, her yearling video, she just didn't appear to have a very good gait. And you know, honestly speaking, Jim, if you're watching this, I don't know what went on with that yearling video, but it's not the horse I saw on the track the last 2 days. You're going to see her hopefully Saturday. This is a Guccio filly out of one of our clients' mares. First foal, I think, out of a mare that made two or 100,000. I don't quite think she got to $250,000, but I could be wrong. Well-bred horse, and he said that he's Jim's one of these guys that is very in tune with breeding, like a lot of our clients are, and said that Guccio was a perfect match for this filly. That's why he bred her to Guccio in Indiana, and he got Havana Una, not great name, by the way. I didn't like it when I saw it, but it's growing on me. And she is some kind of good-looking filly on the track. Now, there's no shares up available now, and I might try and keep a big chunk of this filly if I can. Anytime we have an opportunity to work with our breeders, it gives me an opportunity. When you look at the horses we have, the best horses that we, supposedly the best horses we had, I don't get to have a lot of shares in those horses because people want them right away, and I'm not going to keep shares from people. But Havana Unana, although I didn't think she was a tremendous athlete, looking at her video and seeing her pedigree, I'm like, whatever. Seeing her on the track, that's quite something different. That's quite different, I should say, because the horse I saw on the track is not the horse I saw in that video. I know it is, but what I saw on TV is not what I see in real time, in real life. And she is one good looking filly. Where are we at right now? Havana Unana. I'll be right back in 1 second. When I'm out in the sun, a lot of people want to pull up and talk, so I've got to talk to a client. I'll be right back in 1 second. Well, I'm back again. Obviously, it's a beautiful day. We have clients coming and going on days like this especially, which I love. And obviously, somebody sitting there wanting to talk take precedent over me doing the video. So you're going to have a couple interruptions. I know there's about 5 other clients that are in the barn right now. I'm up beside the track. Just finished watching Kevin go at the last set. It's late, and I do love people that have dedication. And clearly, they understand what's at stake. Because anybody could just say, hey, the track was a little shitty this morning, frozen. We took some to Mohawk. If it's not raining, we'll train the rest tomorrow. Okay. No. It's going to rain tomorrow. Kevin trained them all today. He got off the track at 1:40 this afternoon. So for those of you out there wondering about the dedication of some of our trainers, it was well on display today. Next is Harness AM. Harness AM, one of our most sought-after horses yet. She still has a couple of shares left. And Harness AM is one good-looking filly. Well-bred, first crop, Father Patrick. And I was wondering, guy told me he didn't know if he was going to buy any horses. He wanted to buy Pennsylvania Trotting Colt if we got it. He was looking in another jurisdiction. Then all of a sudden I see he bought 25% of Harness AM. Ken. So I said, he told me the story about how another trainer he's affiliated with, that he does business with, a very, very good trainer in Brad Maxwell, great trainer, had looked at a lot of the horses that we had circled also. So when we had bought this filly, you know, Brad had told him, this is a good looking filly, and she should have brought more than 28,000. And Brad knows one of the guys that takes care of the babies at Hunterton, and he said that was one of my top picks out of the whole grouping, was that filly that some guy from Canada stole yesterday, and that was us. So Harness AM running at a share, shouldn't really have any yet, but we're patient. She's running out of shares quickly, and I imagine they'll be gone soon. Just a really, really good-looking filly. Does everything right. Danny loves her to death. Heavenly Skies. Now, here's a little thing. Heavenly Skies, Blair Burgess, if you guys remember, a couple years ago, was going to be one of our first affiliate trainers. Just down the road, wanted to get involved with us, wanted to work things out. The logistics of having the horses on the farm is important for us. Blair's 10 minutes away, and he had an owner that wanted to buy the remaining shares of Heavenly Skies. He was wondering if he could train the filly at his farm. No problem. Just make sure she's available at all times to our clients. If they want to come and visit and talk to you, you're going to have to talk to them. If we're having a drone day or an open house day, it would be appreciated if you could have her over here to show her off also. And that wasn't going to be a problem, so she's over at Blair Burgess's farm training down right now, and by all accounts looks really, really good. So Heavenly Skies is our filly, our Ontario sired filly. I'm drawing a blank again. My God, I'm a scatterbrain today. And she is not an EL Titan. She is an Archangel. Haha, I knew it would come to me. Heavenly Skies is an Archangel filly. Beautiful filly. The last horse we purchased. The second last horse we purchased in Lexington 2018. She's over at Blair's. She'll be available for her clients over there, and she'll be here on most drone days also. So Heavenly Skies, obviously Blair Burgess in the Hall of Fame, not in one, but 2 countries. His resume speaks for itself. He didn't have to submit his resume, put it that way. So Heavenly Skies, doing a little business with Blair. She's just down the street. Inland Beach. Now we have 2 beach fillies. I dropped the ball badly on these fillies. I bought them privately. I'm on the hook for this money, and I will sell these shares because I shouldn't have to worry about selling the shares after the way they looked the other day. Inland Beach looks tremendous on the track, and Miss Brampton Beast actually looks a little better. I don't want to hog the spotlight for Inland Beach. I'll talk about the other one in a minute. Inland Beach, a well-bred filly, and people looked and said, there's not a lot of money in that family. Well, one, the second and third dam are from Quebec. There's no money in Quebec. The first dam is a filly that won in 156 in Charlottetown PEI and raced in the open fillies and mares when she was 3. She got injured in an accident, and they bred her. And I had a couple of people come up to me and ask me if we bought the filly, if we bought the Inland Beach filly from Albie Curran, and I said yes. And they said that was a very, very good mare. And this is a very, very good looking filly. She's clearly not going to wear any boots. She paces about this wide as my shoulders up front. She's not going to interfere. Beautiful gait, great attitude. Just a really good looking filly. So she impressed me the other day, impressed quite a few people. We'd sold a bunch of shares, and we're going to continue to. I want to get her and the other filly cleaned up, as we have an agreement with the farms. We settled on a very fair and moderate amount of money, but I had 3 months to deliver, and I've blown through about 2 months, wasted almost 2 months of time. So we'll get them cleaned up in no time. But can't clean up what doesn't look good. No problems here. Inland Beach is one gorgeous looking filly. Jailhouse Master, shame on you again, Indiana. 43 shares remaining on this colt. This is a good looking colt and looked great the other day. Beautiful gait on him when he's trotting. I want to go with him on Saturday, actually. I really like this colt, and I want to get a real good look at him. He's well-bred, Indiana trotting colt. We weren't able to get one into the Indiana Select. Luckily, we already had one in Jailhouse Master. Take a close look at him on Saturday. I could be wrong, but he looks beautiful on the track, this colt. And I am going to be personally trying to go with him on Saturday. Next is just for me and you. This is Felix's mare, our blacksmith filly. We bought her in Lexington because he had the brother and wanted to buy this filly. Great looking filly. I think Danny went with the other day. He said, geez, this is one good looking filly, when he was done with the drone. And of course she is. She does trot nice. This is one of 3 Donato Hanover fillies that we purchased. I'm being summoned to the barn now. So that is just for me and you, or for people like me that are illiterate, sometimes just for menu. So just for me and you is a good looking filly. Knockdown Drag Out. Whoa. Mario is wildly in love with her, and Mario's focusing on the Ontario horses, but quietly has kept the Pennsylvania filly under his wing. The Sebastian K filly we bought as a weanling is a good looking filly. She's filled out well. She got a little bit of a head start on the other ones as we brought her in when we brought Muscle Chrome in to prep her for the sale. So Knockdown Drag Out is a good looking filly. Trots very, very beautiful. I love how she has her head low. Somebody says, oh, you got to get her head up. Why do I got to get her head up? I'm going to get her head up. She's comfortable trotting with her head low. Then that's exactly where we are going to leave it. So, very happy with what I've seen. Where's my wife at? Very happy with what I've seen in Knockdown Drag Out. I don't have a whole lot to tell you about some of these horses, simply because they're going to do the talking for me. I don't want to go on and on about what they can do and what they can't do, because I don't know. I can only tell you what I saw on the weekend. I'll tell you if there's something I didn't like. I'm sure there's a couple in here I'm going to talk about, but Knockdown Drag Out, I can certainly tell you what I did like, and that is the way she looks. That was Knockdown Drag Out. McPherson Thunder. Pretty hard to believe this horse had the hobbles on a week, and he looks like he's a 4-year-old already. He's already considerably better, or bigger, than Mo Better was and is right now. So, McPherson Thunder, another Sunshine Beach. We are full of Sunshine Beaches, and I told you that we were going to buy horses where we found value. I found value in the Arts Peaks in Pennsylvania, and I believe I found lots of value in the Sunshine Beaches in Ontario. The mare of this horse, to my knowledge, said 2 horses. Mo Better took a mark of 55 and paced him 54 as a 2-year-old. We all know Mo Better. And the other one is McPherson Thunder. This is a good-looking colt, bigger and stronger already than Mo Better. Who knows what will happen, but all signs point to this being a very productive yearling. McNugget, another good-looking filly. This is the filly by McCardle. Same sire as we had Twinsburg last year. Same build, better bred than Twinsburg. So, Twinsburg was a well-bred horse too, but McNugget a little bit better bred than Twinsburg. A lot of money in this family and a lot of good things going on. McNugget, I didn't really get a chance to look at her, and Ricky went with her, and he came up to me after, and he was raving about how good this filly looked. Keep in mind, this is the first set situation they're in. It's the first time these horses have ever been in sets, ever, was the other day. And he said McNugget took to it very, very well. Just a good-looking filly, very smart. Next is the other private purchase I was trying to tell you about, Miss Brampton Beast. Miss Brampton Beast is a great filly, looks good. Not as well bred as some of the other ones. We had got her as a little bit of a commercial. A breeder had sent us the horse to sell her, and then we did a commercial that hasn't been shown yet. It will be with the Brampton Beast hockey team, and the Brampton Beast hockey team owns a significant chunk of Miss Brampton Beast. As you can imagine, we're going to market her to their fans, their fan base, their players, management. So I imagine once we get off our butts, so to speak, we will sell out Miss Brampton Beast quickly. So for those of you sitting there saying, I'll buy some shares later, no you won't, because they're going to sell out really, really fast, really quick here, just not too long. So Miss Brampton Beast looked tremendous on the track, looked exactly how we were hoping she'd look, and a good looking filly all around. So that's Miss Brampton Beast. Another Miss is one of my favorites. Miss Mischief Maker. We talked about how Fusspot I thought was the most impressive horse on the pace in our first ever drone session. To me, Miss Mischief Maker was one, if not the most impressive trotter in her perspective division, if you will. Man, oh man alive, did she ever look good. This filly, I was worried we bought her. She stands off a little bit, 10 and 2. But sometimes they'll trot up over their knees. That's exactly what she's going to do. I don't think there's any interfering in the future of Miss Mischief Maker. So I like her because of what I saw at the sale, and I like her even more after what I see on the track. She's all business on the track. She loves to compete. Can't teach them how to want to compete, and she's got it all going on. So Miss Mischief Maker, a horse that was very impressive to me under the drone. What I would say the #1 looking horse under the drone last Saturday. Be right back in a minute. I got another client I got to talk to. Be right back in a minute with Muscle Chrome. Well, we're on our way home now. It's been a long day here at the barn. Muscle Chrome. So, a little bittersweet. You know, I'll be honest. I don't think we did her any favors with her sale prep video. Whatever. I think it was a bad video, and that's my fault. That's on me. It's right in the middle of stakes season, and I said to Curtis, hey, can you get a video of this filly? And we just didn't do a good video with her. She was small. She was small, and I knew it was going to be a challenge to sell her, but she's well bred. She gets over the ground beautifully. You know, and I think we can obviously offer our clients that don't want involved in Muscle Chrome anymore. I think we were prepared to let her go for $220, and I know there's private shares floating around it there a lot less, but why would you? Why don't you just wait, let the filly look as good as she looks on the track for another month, and then sell your shares, get your money out? But some people jumped the gun. I believe they jumped the gun, and they're selling shares on Muscle Chrome out there for next to nothing, and I'm sorry to see that. But you know, we're all adults, and when it comes to the private market, to each his own, so to speak. And although I'm not concerned with Muscle Chrome in any way, shape, or form, for the people that are, for no particular reason other than she didn't sell, I would suggest hanging tight. This is a well-bred filly. A well-bred filly by Muscle Mass, and everybody wants muscle masses. She's got a beautiful gait. She's not going to interfere. She's got a good attitude. I have no issues with Muscle Chrome, and I think nobody should. Take a look at her video. Keep in mind, first day she had a harness on was the day after the London sale. We did the drone video, what, a week later? Certainly don't have any issues with Muscle Chrome. Who's next after Muscle Chrome? You're Vanna White of the videos. Nancy Allison. My biggest question is, how in the name of hell does Nancy Allison have any shares left? You guys saw the video I did of Nancy Allison at the Lexington sale where I thought she'd bring 6 figures and we had no shot of actually getting her. I was ecstatic when we somehow snuck her out of the ring for $22,000. I thought it was because of the Donato Hanovers were maybe losing their market share. Then I watched 2 Donatos go through the ring, one for 200, one for 180. I have no idea what took place with Nancy Allison, but I'm very, very happy we have her. This is a filly that is a sister to Charmed Life. 1.3 or 4 million, market 52, one of the better mares on the open mare circuit. Obviously, Hannelore, Hanover, and Ariana G take up most of that market, so to speak. But Charmed Life has been an extremely good aged mare, extremely good filly at 2 and 3 for John Bax, at 4 for Dave Maneri, and now I believe Renee Allard has the filly. Just a really, really nice mare, not filly, mare now. Been a really, really good mare I believe she's in Harrisburg actually too. So Nancy Allison, not really sure why there's any shares left of her. There really shouldn't be. I can't keep touting her in any way. It's 7 shares, but I don't know what anybody wants more than a Nancy Allison. So good looking filly, great gait, well bred, just a nice filly, and did everything right under the drone. Next is a horse I just found out its name today. Well, I knew its name the other day and I forgot it. So a gentleman had dropped off a War We Needy filly. War We Needy was a great horse in his own right. Dropped this filly off, and he'd had me look at her breeding. I said, geez, her breeding's kind of light. It's going to be tough for me to make any commitments as far as what I can do with this filly. I said, the best thing I can tell you if you want to be involved with the stable and you need your opinion, the name of the horse, to be involved with the stable, she's going to have to sell herself. She's going to have to look good on the track. First day we put the harness on her was the first day I was in the barn. She jogged great. I put the harness on her today, day 2, on Tuesday. Went out on the track. All she do is pace. No shoes on. No hobbles. Just a bridle and a harness out there pacing on the track. She's a good looking filly. So I guess she is going to sell herself, I would suspect, in the coming weeks and months. She'll be under the drone Saturday, and in what capacity I don't know. I don't even know when they're going to get shoes on her, when the blacksmith's coming to put shoes on her, or when we'll be able to get hobbles on her, but likely the hobbles not before Saturday, the shoes I would say for sure before Saturday. So need your opinion. Yours and you are. Your opinion is that War We Needy colt that we just got in on the weekend. A filly, did I say colt? Yeah, it is a filly. 100% it's a filly. She definitely doesn't have a penis. She has a JJ, so she's a filly. I'm going, thank you. So, need your opinion is a good looking filly or female colt, and you'll see her on Saturday and see what I'm talking about. I would imagine she loves to be on the track and do her work. I like horses that love their work, and she definitely is one of them. Who's after her? Olympic Hopeful. Whoa, they were supposed to go to the university today, weren't they? What's the date today? Tomorrow? Halloween, you're right. Ooh, I was a little worried. So those fillies are supposed to go to the one filly, and Zeb Sunshine are going tomorrow to the university. They're getting the OCDs taken out of the one hock for the filly and the one hock for the colt. Both those procedures are going to be done November 1st. Now, in regards to those procedures, Zeb Sunshine was up the other day to have his done. They said it sounded like he had a little bit of fluid in his lungs, and they can't put them under general anesthetic with the fluid in their lungs, so we just brought him back home. It's 20 minutes north of here, not a big deal. We rescheduled for the 1st for both of them, and they'll be taken out, so they won't be under the drone on Saturday. Hopefully they'll be under stall rest on Saturday after their mild operation. Not a big deal. Very happy to get those things taken care of, get them out and get them taken care of so we can move forward with the horses. 4 weeks in the stall, they're good to go. As we pointed out, it was 4.5 weeks to the day almost, and we put Alison on the track, and she looked great today. So, Olympic Hopeful. What's that? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I have to talk to Curtis, and it depends on the weather. But now we can leave at 1 o'clock. Not a big deal. So Amy was just asking. It was the first she heard about droning on Saturday. It's completely dependent on 1, Curtis, and 2, the weather. I haven't talked to Curtis. I looked at the weather. There's a chance of rain. If there's rain, there's no drone. So we're completely dependent on those 2 things. If Curtis can do it, which I assume he can, and if the drone is operational, meaning there's no rain, then we'll run through a quick drone day, starting early because we have to head for Harrisburg. Have to be off the track by noon. That means we have to be on the track by 8 a.m. So that'll become official in the next day or so. Olympic Hopeful. So Olympic Hopeful is going to get the OCD out of her hock. Beautiful filly, great gait. Sure, it'll only be better when we get that little OCD out of her left hock. Next is Overdue Mission. Somebody had pointed out this filly is sold out, as she should be, for what we paid for and how good she looks on the track. Danny actually made his way off the track with her today, sought me out, went down the shed row to tell me how good this filly looks on the track. To which point I said, I know. She's a gorgeous filly, looks great, couldn't be happier, both for us and the filly. And Regula also, who was a client of ours the last 2 years, who bred this filly. We kind of stole this filly off her in the sale in Ohio, but I'm sure she's happy because she has the mare. This is a good-looking filly, and for a man of many missions, smart, very smart, intelligent, beautiful gait. She's going to be a good size. Just everything about her makes you smile. Makes me smile anyway. Who's after overdue mission, Dana? Really Blue Chip. Really Blue Chip looked great on the track the other day. Also, Todd went with her. Finally put a horse up into the mile. He moved her to the front. I said, "You're just gonna sit last the whole day with everything." I said, "Let them move. I know they're just learning, but let them move along." Let her move along. She had a bandage fallen off, and Todd on her, and she trotted great. Notice a tiny bit of swelling in her left hock. We're gonna get that x-rayed this week just to make sure. Sometimes these OCDs don't bother them that much. You'll just see a faint, tiny bit of swelling. But my concern is, what happens if it flares up in May? Flares up in May, we're in a little bit of trouble because you can lose your whole stake season taking an OCD out. We don't want to be injecting and going with them. So if we can find an OCD in a hock or a knee or an ankle right now in October, almost November of the yearling year, now's the time to take it out. And really Blue Chip, although I'm not convinced there's anything there, we're going to have a quick little look. You can't see it when she's trotting. She looks great. She just shows no signs of any OCD bothering her, but there is a tiny bit of faint swelling on the front of the hock, just a tiny bit, and I just want to make sure we do right by the filly because she is one good-looking girl on the track. So tomorrow we're going to run over really quick and have an x-ray taken of that hock to make sure she's good to go. Who's next? You're dropping the ball. Rockin' Out Loud, a horse that definitely is sold out and should be sold out. I was a little surprised she lasted till the drone session to be sold out. This is a filly. We could go over and over and over again her breeding. I'll run it through you very quick. First foal out of a full sister to Blue Moon Stride. Blue Moon Stride's made $1.4 million and taken America 148-3. Raced in the Breeders' Crown the other night in the Poconos. In the third dam is the mother. So the third dam is the mother of Roll With Joe, Bettor's Delight, No Pan Intended, Classic Card Shark. Four sires in the third dam. This filly was worth way more than we paid for her, and although her shares took just a tiny bit longer than I thought for people to clean them up, they are cleaned up now, and she is a good looking filly on the track. Can't really say much about her after Saturday. She struggled and cantered a bit, but that was the first time she'd ever felt hobbles on her legs. She's going to need a little bit of time to adjust, and she's good now? Oh, Amy said she paced today. So that is good. Next is who? Rose Run Valiant. I'm going to be contacting a lot of you over the next 2 days. I dropped the ball on this colt. This is our #1 pick in Ohio. Maybe, possibly our #1 pick so far overall in TheStable.ca for 2019. This is a full brother to Catch the Dream. This is a full brother to Sultan of Cash, who was the #1 2-year-old last year in Ohio. He made some money this year, got injured. He's almost ready to go again, I believe. Again, he made almost $200,000. Catch the Dream made almost $1 million. And if I'm not mistaken, could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, those are the only two cash hauls in the mother, in the side of the mother and the mother's side, and this would be the third. So all indications point to Rose Run Valiant being a very good horse, and I believe he certainly will be. So Rose Run Valiant, there is some shares left of this colt. The reason they're there is because when I should have been selling shares of Rose Run Valiant, I was speaking in New Zealand. I dropped the ball, but I am going to pick it up and get those cleaned up. How the shares left in the horse I touted as the best horse we picked in 2018 in Ohio, potentially overall in the stable, is beyond me, but that will be hopefully rectified in the coming days. So Rose Run Valiant, look at his video. The thing that pissed me off, I just got him rolling and he looked tremendous. I looked up, the drone was gone. Curtis said the battery just jumped from like 60 or 70% to 10, and he was worried it was going to crash, so he flew it back over. You guys missed the best portion of Rose Run Valiant's training trip, but you'll see him again on Saturday, hopefully, Maybe by then it'll be sold out, maybe, but just a tremendous looking colt. Great athlete, great gait, great attitude. Happy with everything I've seen from him. Next. Sebastian Ray, a private purchase out of Lexington for a lot of money. This Sebastian K colt that was on our radar before the sale. Somebody from England had messaged me and said, we like Sebastian Ray, we'd like to purchase the horse in entirety. Can you get that done? We did. We went for $50,000, and he looks good. Cantered a little bit the other day. That guy needs some toe weights, which I know they haven't put on yet. He needs some toe weights on, and I'll put them on tomorrow and go with him, and I'll likely go with him on Saturday also. So Sebastian Ray, well-bred, good-looking colt of Sebastian K. First crop, Sebastian K. Sometimes things happen. Now, is sometimes things happen the cash haul, or he is? That is the cash haul. I get it screwed up every time. I call him an Uncle Peter. He's not an Uncle Peter. He's a cash haul, like Rose Run Valiant. Good-looking colt, really long pasterns, and I think he's going to be a big, big boy. We'll see soon enough. He will be in training, I would suspect, middle part of December, as we got him from the Ohio sale. Can't wait to get these horses training also, especially the ones in Ohio. As I said, we're going to tweak the way we train our Ontario breds down this year, but our Ohio breds, I think we were spot on. We had 5 of the best Ohio pacers and trotters in Ohio this year, and had a very, very good year in Ohio, especially right down to the Little Brown Jug Week, where Oso Pine just got beaten 57. Just a tremendous year, and I think all signs indicate that we did things the right way with the Ohio breds, so there won't be any deviating from our training schedule with them, so there won't be any issues with getting them going the same time we did around mid-December. The Ontario horses we're going to focus on first part of January, and had them ready a little bit later. So sometimes things happen. I can tell you what's going to happen. He's going to start training here in another 6 weeks. Lots of jogging going into this guy, and he looked great the other day. I don't think I need to go with him on Saturday, but I am going to keep a close eye on him, as I noticed there are some shares left in this guy. Next is Spend That Money. She's an Uncle Peter, I think. Spend That Money's a gorgeous filly, and I know Steve Labonte was supposed to go with another horse, and he said, hey, can I go with this filly? I wanted to buy shares in her, and I like going with her every day. She's beautiful, and she is a good-looking filly, and he did go with her, and he had a smile on his face when he came in. He said, geez, I really like this filly. Well-bred filly by Uncle Peter. I think we did some great work purchasing Spend That Money. We didn't have to spend that much money at all to get her, and I'm very, very happy with what I see so far. Next, Spirit of Dio. Probably one of the better looking horses we have right now. This is a big Trixton filly, and I know there was a little bit of a squabble who was going to go with this filly the other day, and I know she looked great on the track. Nothing really to report wrong with her. She's well bred, put together well. She's big. She's a big girl, but I'm very, very happy with what I've seen from Spend. She sold out? Spirit of Dio, yeah, she is sold out. So anytime you're going to buy a Trixton filly with that kind of pedigree and that kind of confirmation, you're going to find that they do have 0 shares left in November. She didn't make it to November. She barely made it past mid-October. But Spirit of Dio is all sold out, rightfully so. She looks great. Next is Sunshine and Shade. A little surprised there's some shares left. Everybody likes this guy. How can't you? Gorgeous big black colt with those 3 big white socks. He's a good looker on the track. You can't watch him jog and not stop and look. He's got a nice gait. The other day was the second day he'd ever had the hobbles on. So I think a lot of these horses will be drastically improved over the next couple of weeks. And one of them particularly will be Sunshine and Shade. He's got that big, good-looking gait to him and those big white blades. I mean, he's just a gorgeous horse. So we didn't buy him for his looks. He's a good-looking, well-bred son of Sunshine Beach, and he is put together really, really well and does his work really, really well on the track. Next is a horse we gave nothing for. Susie K, virtually nothing, because she's by a first-time sire, Climb Higher, who's a son of Muscle Hill. It's a horse that I drove, not Muscle Hill, I drove Climb Higher once or twice, maybe 3 times when he was younger. I thought quite highly of him. I thought he had a bright future. Then he disappeared. Mario Bergeron and his brother Ben bought him, and then Mario said he broke down and was gone. And the Amish bought him and bred him. So we had one horse buy, climb higher, and her name's Susie K, out of a very, very good mare. So I was very happy and interested in Susie K, and to buy her for next to nothing, I think $6,000 or $7,000, was very easy to do. And she has got a beautiful gait and demeanor on the track. Next is Talking Peter. Why are you tapping that?
You gotta go with him.
Oh, Talking Peter. Amy says, I have to go with him. Why? What's he doing? Ah, he's being a bad boy. So I will go with Talking Peter. I thought Talking Peter looked tremendous the other day. We gelded Talking Peter because he was doing a little too much talking and not enough listening. So we gelded Talking Peter about 10 days ago. I'll go with him on Saturday, apparently. But I know, who went with him the other day? They loved him. Todd went with him, I think. He said he had a beautiful way going on the track, and he was very happy with him.
Good there in the next days.
Ah, he was acting up. So I'll be going with Talking Peter on Saturday. This is an Uncle Peter colt that everybody likes. There's only 4 shares left in this guy. I can see why. He's well bred, got a great gait. Now he's already gelded. So you get some added value, in Talking Peter. Next is Two of a Kind Hanover. That's the other filly I was looking for, the other Art Speak. What's that? Two of a Kind. She's a gorgeous filly, and everybody likes going with the three Art Speak fillies and the Heston filly, and I get the Heston filly mixed up sometimes. But the Heston, I got them right today, and Two of a Kind Hanover's the Art Speak, right?
Yes.
Yes. Two of a Kind Hanover. Well bred, looks great on the track. How many shares left in her? Oh, there's only 6. Oh, good. So, Two of a Kind Hanover, good looking filly. I was saying how the Art Speaks weren't selling fast. Clearly they are. There's only one of them with shares available, and that's Fusspot for the most part. And she's probably one of the better looking horses. I said the #1 horse from the other day as far as how they looked on the track. So I'm really, really interested in these Art Speaks. They look great. I wish I could buy more, but it's a little hard to sell them, and I understand why. But from a trainer's standpoint, you're not going to find better looking horses than these. Next, Time All Dazzle. This is a new addition to our stable. Time All Farms sent us the full sister to CT Canabra because she undersold at the sale. He put a price on her of $60,000, which is a lot more than she sold for at the sale, but I don't blame him. She's a well-bred filly, and from his standpoint, he can keep her and breed her, so he is not going to give her away. He was very, very happy with how she looked in the video. How couldn't you? She did everything right. For a filly that just barely had the harness on, she was sick when we first got her in. She just barely had the harness on and looks great on the track. Jason went with her, and if his stone hands can keep her trotting, oh, sky's the limit for this filly. Next, Time All Kazam. This is a colt that we bought. Mario went with him and loves this colt. This is the full brother to Time All Houdini. Big. He's bigger than Time All Houdini. Big, big, big boy, and he looks some kind of good under the drone. Can't say enough about him. Don't have to. He's all sold out. Time All Kazam, good-looking Ontario sired colt. Next, is yours if you want it. He sold. I didn't know he was sold out. Yours if you want it. Should be sold out. This is a gorgeous colt by Uncle Peter. This is a horse that I saw at the barn. I looked at his pedigree. I liked his pedigree, but I loved the individual, and I thought that he would sell for up to 4 times as much as he did. Maybe I dropped the ball. Maybe I made a mistake, but he was originally. We already corrected that, had him operated on, had his testicles taken out, castrated, but when the ridgelings are up in their stomach and they got to go in and get them. And I think what happened was people heard ridgeling and just turned the page, and that was a mistake in my mind because this is one good-looking colt from Uncle Peter. Yours if you want it. 2 horses left. Wiggle Delight. First couple of days she had the hobbles on. The other day you got a chance to look at her. This is a $55,000 purchase by Better's Delight. This is a sister to Wiglet, to Mr. Wiggles, who is the sire of Wiglet Jiglet. So we got some very well-bred filly with a lot of potential, Ontario sired, and I can't say enough about her. She was learning to pace the other day. Mario said just a couple more days she'll be perfect. I think she's great on the track now. She is one good-looking, well-bred filly, and couldn't be happier for Paul, who bought the filly out of Lexington. Thought we'd have to pay a lot more for this filly, so I was very, very happy to get her for what we did. Last and not least, just because he's Zeb's Sunshine. Zeb's Sunshine. Zeb broke well, looked great. He has an OCD, tiny OCD in that left hock. We're going to pluck that little fella out Thursday morning, and he'll have 4 weeks in the stall, and then it's full speed ahead for him. Certainly no concerns here for a horse that broke as well as he did, as smart as he did everything right. Just a really, really good-looking colt. And I don't believe there is some shares left of Zeb Sunshine. Shouldn't be. Zeb Sunshine, good-looking colt, and good-looking colt and well-bred, obviously. This is a brother to, what's the name of that horse Tony O'Sullivan had? It's escaping me. Second dam is the dam of In Vitro and Big Time Ball. The first dam is the dam of Semi-Automatic. Semi-Automatic somehow made exactly $200,000 and took a mark of 53 as a 2-year-old. Just a gorgeous colt. And this is the half-brother by Sunshine Beach. So we're full of Sunshine Beaches, but I love all the ones we have. And they make good-looking horses, and they're smart on the track. And this guy's no exception. We already broke him and jogged him a couple of days. X-rayed the hock and said, okay, enough. We're going to take him and have that popped out. So, that's it. That's all the babies. That's what I liked about them. Wasn't a whole lot not to like. I mean, it's the first day under the drone. We're going to try and have the drone back for you on, Saturday morning, weather permitting. Whether Curtis can come or not also is a big contributing factor. What's that? Oh, I thought you said something. Anyway, that's it for me. And Amy. That's it for me and Amy. We got the dogs in the back. We're going full-on hillbilly today, and we are going to get something to eat. So that's it for me. That's it for Amy and the dogs. We will hopefully see you on Saturday. Sorry your video was a day late. Got lots on my plate right now. Did it as soon as I could. I will talk to you guys. You will see me on the drone, but then you will also see us Sunday. We'll have all the videos for you from Harrisburg. So keep in mind, we're after some Pennsylvania trotting colts. First and foremost in Harrisburg. We're going to look at all the horses you sent us to look at, but we're on the prowl looking for 2 or 3 Pennsylvania trotting colts. I have a couple that I'm very interested in. If you have a couple that you're interested in, drop me a note. Send me a note. Drop me a line. Call me. Email me. We are looking to do some business in Harrisburg, heading into what hopefully will be fantastic 2019. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.